We're at Airventure, and what an adventure it's been already. We're going to talk about it in the hangar. Welcome to a special on location in the hangar. I'm Christy Wong.
And I'm Dan Milliken. We are at the Flying Eyes booth here at Airventure, and we want to welcome you guys to Airventure. I know some of you, many of you, aren't able to get out here to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. But by the way, we had the chair open and
somebody just wandered in and sat down.
I saw cameras and just came running.
So we do want to welcome to this inaugural Oshkosh 2022 in the hangar, Bryan Turner. Bryan,
thank you guys for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
So you have a channel. It's a Comanche Pilot 310.
Yeah, it's Comanche 310 Pilot. I fly a 310 horsepower. It's a very rare plane.
Is it on Vimeo or?
You know where it was? It was on the green dot yesterday, right in the center where it was supposed to be.
Great Photoshop skills.
No,
I gotta hand it to you. Your Photoshop skills have really gone up.
I will take you out to the green dot and show you the dent I made in the concrete because I left my mark.
No, I have no doubt you really hit the green dot. Now, too bad because they've called you to the orange.
Yeah.
Okay, that might be accurate.
So, all right. Well, it's great to finally make it here.
Yeah, we had an adventure just getting here.
Yes, we did. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, you guys went to Wings Over Whiteside.
We did.
And you stayed at a 4 or 5-star hotel?
It was, yeah.
You've heard of the Four Seasons.
This was the all seasons.
So better than a 4 season, it was all seasons.
At least one of the electrical outlets worked.
What else would you want?
When I checked in, they literally said, "You have a jacuzzi, don't use it."
It doesn't work.
I didn't plan to, but thanks for letting me know. But it was fine.
With the friendly spider, the spider named Bob.
I had one spider in my room, and I decided not to kill him because he was there first. He didn't seem threatening, so no, it wasn't bad. It was a good event. And then getting out here, we decided we kind of briefed him, and then we were gonna launch. And of course, I'm mouthing off to Chrissy because I'm faster than her now. And I get up there and I was like, well, my landing gear won't go up.
He goes, so I take off in front of him knowing he's going to pass me, knowing it's going to be a good photo op for him or whatever to pass me up.
It's just going to be a blur.
And I'm looking on ForeFlight and I'm like, he is not speeding up. I heard him take off. So I jump on CTAF. I'm like, hey, Bryan, you up? He's like, I am. I have a problem. I'll tell you about it in a minute. And I was like, okay. So we go to the air-to-air frequency after we get out of the area. He's like, so my landing gear won't come up. And I was like, well, I'd rather it be stuck down than stuck up, so that's okay.
So I keyed the mic and go, why?
Yeah, Bryan is stuck up.
Yeah, it was stuck up. And it's funny because as a pilot, my first inclination wasn't to go feel for the breakers. It was like, well, I guess we'll just fly the 1890 knot route.
He did. He was like, that's exactly what he said. He was like, so we're just going to fly low, and so we're just going to do the 90 knot route. And we're like, okay. I was like, dude, we could do formation. He's like, I don't want to do that because he knew I'd beat him.
No, I just didn't want to do a formation and then out to Osh. But it's funny, my first inclination wasn't to do the breakers. It's like, well, I'll just, and then I'm sitting there talking to Eric's in the right seat. And I was like, I don't want to fly home to Texas with my gear down. And then it was like, after about 3 minutes, I was like, I know what's wrong. I know exactly what's wrong. And so I went over, felt the breaker, popped it, and then I just keyed it up and said, bye, Christy.
He did. He was like, we fixed it. Bye, Christy. And then we just watch on ADSB. He's like, I never even saw him. He was just like, Nyum.
Yeah. We went up to 7,500 feet and
then you flew all the way to Osh and landed on the orange dot.
No, I landed on the green dot. There will be video somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I got video of it.
Speaking of which, okay, so Christy, you love saying Osh. Got me in the habit of saying Osh, and then we get nasty haters out there saying you can't say Osh.
You know what I have found?
At Osh, O-S-H.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why do they say you can't say Osh?
I don't know.
Because people are going to find something to be mad about. They get mad at your shoes.
Yeah, people get mad at everything.
They get mad at the way you say things. People get mad if you say K, Osh.
Yeah,
I've seen that before.
I am going to only say Osh.
Yeah, that sounds like it's Osh 2022.
It's
I hate to say it, but I kind of trained myself out of it now. I say Airventure.
You know what I do? I say what I want. And if somebody, I don't say it to be offensive. And if somebody's going to get offended by that, I feel like they need bigger things in life to work. I don't know. To me, that's not something I'm worried about.
So talking about the adventure to get here, I had a little bit of an adventure.
Okay, what happened?
Well, okay, so if you look out, we've got production equipment. We got cameras.
Bags on bags on bags.
Yeah, what don't you have?
I've counted, and
Do I?
I brought about 17 cameras,
Really?
including GoPros.
It's a good thing he's got that 210.
So I've got 4 tripods.
Okay.
I've got C-stands with big 8-foot by 8-foot covering so we can be in the shade. No, it's not. It's the lighting. And all this kind of equipment. I got bags upon bags, cases upon cases, and I forgot one case.
What was that?
My suit case.
So is this the outfit we're going to see you in for the next 7 days?
Well, here's the good news. Kevin Schaefer
yeah.
is such a great guy.
I know that guy.
The kind of guy that give you shirt off his back. Well, he gave me his shorts off his. No, he gave me his shorts.
So Kevin's wandering around with no pants on?
No, apparently he had an extra.
Please
Oh, he
don't
brought
talk
his
that
suitcase.
Yeah, he brought his
Oh,
suitcase.
that's a thing you can do.
Well, apparently, Lola Air loses suitcases. Well, it's not lost.
I was gonna say,
I know exactly where it
you
is.
know, you plan to lose your suitcase with the airlines. You don't plan to lose it with your own private plane.
You know, this is a big city where they have stores.
You know, we went to the store.
I went to Walmart. So to buy some shorts, you can get waist up to 26 inches,
Okay.
and then nothing until you get to 48 inches.
You'll be able to wear those at the end of Oshkosh.
the 48
With all the cheese
or the
curds?
26 because of all the walking.
Yeah,
True. It could go either way.
It could go either way, and it will have to. So I went to Walmart. There was nothing there.
Okay.
I told you that was going to happen too. I was like, we need to go to
So what's your
Walmart.
plan?
You know,
Okay, so with Kevin donating
with
one
the
pair of
Schaefer shorts.
They fit you
and
very
the
nicely,
shorts
by the
that
way.
I was wearing,
Yeah.
and I had brought this T-shirt to give to somebody. I'm not going to tell them who because they're not going to get it now. And I always, because I travel a whole bunch,
Yeah.
in my Lightspeed backpack case that I use for my laptop and everything, I always shove an emergency pair. I have a shirt, I have socks, and a pair of underwear. That's always anywhere.
So he's just rewashing.
So
them
I had
every
that.
night. It gets really awkward in the house at night.
Oh, you're in a house, though, so you're okay.
I'm just going to be doing a lot of laundry.
Yeah.
A lot of little laundry all the time.
Well, is
Okay.
somebody bringing your suitcase up?
Okay, so I did reach out. So Lola has to go into annual on August 1st. July 31st, Sunday, last day of OSH, is when we're going home.
You've had the access to the plane for like a total of 3 weeks.
Yeah. But in that 3 weeks, I'm probably going to get over 50 hours in it.
Really?
Yeah. So a lot of flying. But Wingfield's going to do my annual. And so I parked my van at his shop at Fort Worth Spinks.
Smart.
And left my suitcase in that van. Smart. Double smart.
Yeah.
And so I reached out. Wingfield is shipping. He just sent me a notice.
He gonna overnight
10
it?
minutes ago. He's going to overnight it.
That is really nice of him
so
to do.
now I will
Thank you,
have
Wingfield.
my suitcase back in a day or two.
Thank you. It's getting really awkward in the Airbnb, so we thank you for that.
Well, so when you only have two outfits, you have to take them both off to wash them.
Yeah, that's all we need to say
Oh.
about that. No.
All right,
And
well,
with the 17 cameras,
I'm glad I didn't take you up on the offer of that spare room.
yeah. So all right, so that was my adventure.
Yeah.
What do you want to see here at Airventure?
You know what's weird? I just want to wander around the North 40 and look at airplanes. Like that's all
The
I.
North
Yeah.
40.
I mean,
Well,
yeah, the
actually,
North 40.
any of the 40s.
Yeah.
I like to come here and like just look at planes. And I've decided I like GA aircraft. Like I'm sorry, I'm not super interested in the warbirds and stuff. I'm over there.
Oh
and
my gosh.
I like planes, and I don't even know much about them. Like I just love looking at them, and if something's weird, I'll ask someone about it and talk to them about it.
I like the planes and I like the people. I do want to go check out the Piper swag.
Okay.
I want to go check out Garmin and see what what new stuff they've got going on, but upgrades for the Warrior eventually.
I just left Trio. They got a new autopilot that they've approved for the Comanche.
Awesome.
And
Oh, really?
yeah. So now that I'm, for whatever reason, finding myself in IMC all the time, I've done it in the Comanche a couple times. In the
You don't
Cirrus
have an autopilot right now in the
I do
Comanche?
not. My
He is the autopilot.
Well-
I taught him well.
That's right.
Does this new
Yeah.
autopilot, will it raise your gear?
Well, if the breakers, yeah, no.
Well,
man.
Well, and the other thing too is we're here to do Bryan's annual pilgrimage to the FAA.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys stationed this year.
Yeah, your shirt says Texas FISDO Platinum member. North Texas FISDO Platinum member.
That's right. I should wander around that building with the shirt on. Actually, I probably shouldn't.
Please don't do that.
I don't know.
I don't need to get a phone call. So.
Well, they all know him, so.
I know.
So the other big thing I'm looking forward to is my wife has never been to.
That's right.
I am super
Airventure.
excited for Erin to be here.
And I'm playing it safe, so she's commercialing out tomorrow to Appleton. I'm going to pick her up, so all she's going to get is the Fisk approach and not the hours leading up to it. And then she's here 2 days, so she's going to get to see the night air show, which I think is super important.
Absolutely.
We've got a ride in the Tri-Motor booked, so I'm trying to do as many things that are like cool things, because we can sit and talk about planes all day, and she's got 2 hours, 2 hour limit listening to pilots talk about planes. So I said we're going to do.
And
things.
that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Honestly, for a non-80.
So you're going to stretch that 2 hours into 8.
No, well, we're going to do things that she's going to remember. So next year, and she's like, oh, okay. And then next year, it's just going to be pilots talking about planes for 7 days.
Yeah.
And
So
you're like, what
we're gonna give her the cool stuff. Lure her in.
Was that your dating philosophy when you?
Oh, that was so. I don't even remember. It was so long ago. Whatever philosophy I had, it worked, because here she's coming to Airventure 22 years later.
Well, okay, good. So you're smart.
And then we're flying home on. So really excited to fly the Fisk approach, just to let her get the. I assume she's going to get goosebumps. Welcome to Oshkosh, rock your wings. That's always a cool thing to hear.
It is. Oh my God, it was amazing.
And then we're going to get up Thursday morning and fly back to Texas. We're going to stop by Monroe County and visit Ruth, who takes the pictures and catalogs and all that kind of thing. So I talked to them. They're going to be there.
Which is a great stop if you're flying to Airventure.
Kilo 52. They'll take a picture of your airplane, put it in a catalog. They've been doing it for 22 years. You can go back and look at the old photos.
Well, they do it on the way home.
Oh, they'll do it. If you're coming or going to Oshkosh, they'll do it.
Okay.
When you fly Erin in the Comanche, will you also fake a landing gear issue? But she's used to that.
No. She needs
From
to.
the first
no,
flight.
he's gonna fake that it's not an issue. Oh no,
when
honey,
she was
the
in
gear's
the plane,
supposed to
the
be
gear
down.
was stuck up. On the way out here, it was stuck down. So
Ugh.
halfway, is there a way to?
Just have it dangle.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It's one of those things I'm not used to retract. I mean, obviously I've flown the plane a lot, but it's my first retract. And anytime anything happens gear-wise, I'm like, well, I'm going to gear it up on the green dot.
This is why I have
in front
insurance.
of everybody.
Well, if you're going to, just nail that green dot.
Yeah, I know. It's out there on the green dot.
Stick that landing like a carrier. Yeah.
So that, and I would think the night air show is like absolute can't miss item at Oshkosh. OSH,
Absolutely.
as I call it.
I'm actually super excited. This is my first year to actually fly the Warrior into OSH.
Right, so yesterday, coming into Airventure OSH, you flew the Wong Warrior for the first time.
I
Tell us
did.
about that.
Okay, so normally I fly the Warrior to an airfield outside of the area. I keep it in a hangar. I'm always worried about hail damage and stuff like that, but somebody talked me into actually flying it into OSH. We were talking and you're like, well, why don't you just fly it into OSH? We'll just fly in and, whatever. And I was like, why don't I just fly it into OSH? Looked at the weather, except for Saturday night.
Yeah.
The weather looked good for the rest of the week. And I was like, well, guess we'll do that. So, I got to rock my
Are you
wing.
glad you did?
So glad.
Next year, you're going to fly it in?
Yeah, I will. It was an amazing experience. That I got goosebumps when they were like, rock your wings. Kevin and I actually rocked the wings together. He like grabbed the wheel and we did the wing rock, and they sent us over to 3-6 left.
Okay.
And so this was really funny. They're like, land on the purple dot, and I was like, I have waited my whole life to do this. And we're getting ready. Well, the guy in front of us like slowed way up, and so they were like, low wing, land on the numbers, put it on the numbers. And I was like, are they talking to us? I'm super confused. So I split the difference. I landed in between the numbers and the purple dots. So.
And that's what I say when I miss the dot.
Yeah, I was wondering. I would have a story
No.
ready.
Yeah, it's a good
It's
story.
on camera.
Good story, Christy.
It's on camera.
It's on camera now. That's a good story.
Yeah. No, they were like, put it on the numbers. I was like, I'm too high. So, yeah, but we either way, I mean, I rolled on top of the purple dot, so there's that.
How easy did you feel it was getting in, going through? Did you start at the Endeavor Bridge?
We started at Portage.
Okay.
So it was really interesting, too, because we couldn't get the ATIS. The NOTAM says pick up the
'Cause you're
ATIS
too
60
low.
miles out. Right.
No, and then it was broken.
Well, it was broken, too, because we actually talked to the technical guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't get it. So we were like, we actually pulled it up on 4Flight or whatever, and we were able to get the ATIS. And it said start at the Endeavor Bridge. So we just went over to the Fisk, controller frequency. And they were like, all right, guys, everybody's starting at Portage now. So we're backing it up to Portage at that point. I mean, it was still early in the day.
Yeah.
It was like 11 a.m. So we were just coming over Portage. And there was a bunch of traffic coming in. We decided to do a 360, zippered right in. And it was seamless for us. We hit all the points, flew it in. got to Fisk. Oh my God, it was so funny. I kept asking Kevin, I was like, how close are we to Fisk? Are we at Fisk yet? How close are we? Because I was just so focused on the traffic in front.
Yeah.
And what an amazing experience.
Isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
We got to Fisk and they were like, all right, turn right heading 0900, fly over the road, for 36 left. And I mean, it was just amazing.
So a question, for first time doing that, how are you feeling? Because I know how I felt the first time I opened ForeFlight and saw that ADSB. Like, I was like, what am I getting myself into? Did you have that moment? Like,
so a little bit, but so I've flown in and out of OSH before, just not the Warrior. I had flown in other airplanes, like gotten rides, gone up with other people,
Sure.
in and out. So I was used to that kind of traffic, going in and out. But so I wasn't too nervous. I didn't get nervous until I started seeing some of the faster airplanes like on top flying past us. And even then I wasn't really nervous. I was more nervous about the spacing. To be honest, I was nervous that they were going to send us around or make us go all the way back to Portage or whatever. I was like, I don't want to do this again, They did send, I think they sent somebody in front of us around to go back because they were too close.
And speaking of going around, apparently his green dot landing was a mulligan.
Yeah.
So I was on downwind, and apparently velocity was on downwind, and they were trying to get the spacing right,
But you cut in.
no, someone was going too fast. It wasn't me. I was hanging on my prop, and it was just too close. And so they basically told me to go around. And I thought they were sending me back to Portage, and the guy goes, wait a minute. He goes, as luck would have it, there's no.
You're like,
one in
wait
the
a minute,
downwind."
I can stop right here.
Yeah.
Tell me what you got.
But he goes, there's no one in the downwind. He goes, just keep the turn going. So I just flew a donut.
You
right
did
back.
a 360 in the pattern. That's cool.
I did. Right,
That's awesome.
Right down to the green
So
dot.
you
Right
did
down
an
to the green
overhead
dot.
brake onto the green
I
dot.
did an overhead brake onto the green dot. Dan,
That's your story.
I'm ready for my RV.
Please don't. I could just imagine Bryan up there just doing overhead brakes all day. We could do it.
In the IMC.
It was a
my
very
God.
cool experience. But what happened, and I heard they actually backed it up another 30 miles south of Portage. So
They did. We started getting messages yesterday. The last message I got was 25 miles south of Portage, but we talked to the controller, the controllers up in the tower this morning, and they said, yeah, it was way.
They said 2,300 airplanes yesterday.
Because what happens at Oshkosh if it's IFR and then it breaks? I mean, everybody,
Because they
everybody-
were holding
Satellite Airport.
VFR, and so now everybody got delayed 3 hours, so now it really packs it in.
Yeah, and when we took off, it was IFR. We're like, well, it's going to clear it by the time we get there, and that the whole country's doing that.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So once it's open, they're like, okay, we're landing planes. I mean, it's just everyone's ready to. Pounce.
I think that we did it, dude. We planned it right. We were at the FBO in Rock Falls just doing our planning and stuff. We're like, this is how we're going to do it. All right, let's go. And we did it, and it worked out really well.
I was like, and if my gear doesn't come up, this is how I'm going to do it.
yeah,
So we planned everything.
Yeah, we're going to have to next
And I was like,
time.
no matter what they say, I'm going to land on the green dot.
There you go, and you did the thing.
I did
I'm
what-
really
you
proud
did
of
that.
you,
I did what I
actually.
planned.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
All right, well, very good. It's great to be here. This is our first thing we're really shooting here at Airventure. And, I hope you guys out there, I hope you can make it out to OSH. It's a great thing if you're an aviator.
I'm happy to be here.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right
Nowhere
now.
else. It's you know what? I feel like nobody talks about the post-OSH depression.
I'm
Like they
already
should.
going. Okay, I got 3 days left.
Yeah, exactly.
Post-OSH depression. So do you have pod?
Yeah, exactly. It's a real thing. I mean, I literally after the first Airventure, I went out to Northwest Regional and I just sat there and I saw like one airplane come in 20 minutes and I was like, well, this is not the same.
Yeah.
But
All right. Okay, well, we set up here. We've got a lot of gear. We've got a lot of equipment, which equals a lot of expenses. And we are able to do this because of people like Flying Eyes. They gave us this corner of their booth. You can see a lot of sunglasses being sold back there. I see a lot of people walking around wearing Flying Eyes now, more and more.
yeah, it's like you don't ever notice it until like you start looking. You're like, what song? Oh, Flying
Except
Eyes.
for him.
I don't own a pair of sunglasses. I just don't wear them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You need to wear sunglasses.
If you gave me a pair of sunglasses, I would have lost them an hour from now.
So if you want to get great sunglasses, also I wear just regular glasses, and these are Flying Eyes. And if you want to get them, you can go to flyingeyesoptics.com and get 10% off by using the discount code Taking Off.
All caps, one word.
And also, we're brought to you by Colton Mortgage. This is a residential mortgage and refi company that is run by a pilot who owns a 210. So he's tops in my book.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's
And he
right up
remembers
your
his
alley.
suitcase. I've met him. He's a good
Yeah,
guy.
he does.
Yeah, he does.
And that's ColtonTakingOff.com. If you can, and also Marshall Protective Services, MPS Protects, also another pilot. And if you can use our sponsors, it can help us continue to do things like this and bring 17 cameras to Airventure.
Otherwise, I've got to
win-win-win.
give Dan cash.
Yeah. Yeah, so we had to charge him to sit in that chair.
Exactly.
I'm renting it. That's why I'm here.
This
So-
is where he sleeps at night. All right. Well, you guys, we hope to see you here. If you see us, stop by, say hi. We'll see you next time.
On In the Hangar. Good job.
Thank you for having me.